Up traders, doing a quick recheck in on ticker symbol MULN for Mullen Automotive. Top left is the daily time frame, bottom left is the hourly time frame, and over here we've got the 5-minute time frame chart. From a levels perspective on the daily, again, don't forget we're in a downtrend, but in this momentum run that we've seen to the upside, we are holding up currently still above the gap that was produced on Monday's session. Here is the gap. It's between 45 cents and 38 cents is where it fills. All of the price action has been above that during this week's worth of trade, which does continue to check out as being a bullish data point. If we look at the hourly chart also, notice that the higher low phenomenon still continues. As a matter of fact, let's maximize this one and really spend some time with the hourly chart today, because there's another level we should have on here, and it's going to be right there, right? So at first, on the big gap up day, that is where we find some rejection. It continues to offer resistance into Wednesday and even the latter half of Tuesday, right? And then finally on today's session, we break it, and the entire day was spent above 52 cents. So steps in the right direction from the bullish perspective, building out higher lows. So I would say it would be favorable to continue to watch for follow through to the upside as long as we're consolidating above 52 cents. Possibly keep an eye on that 60-cent breakout point, which, as we know from the daily perspective, would bring us into the 77-cent target coming from prior support, which then turned into resistance twice as well. So a beautiful technical target at 77 cents, offering us 17 cents of possible upside if this breakout unfolds in the first place. So that's the upside move. And I would also add on to this, by the way, if we just, again, maximize that hourly chart, and if we bring out the Fibonacci's from the low of the move up to the high of the move, I mean, look at that. It belongs in a textbook. Right to the 38.2 is the gap fill, or the start of the gap fill, excuse me. So as long as we're above that, technically speaking, this is more bull flag activity as opposed to, any sort of rejection of the sort. So when we're above the 38.2, when we're holding the gap, especially being over 52 cents, I would continue to maintain more of a bullish stance inside of MULN. Now, don't forget, we are in a fairly aggressive daily downtrend. So if momentum dries up on this, which it does look like it's slowly doing, look at volume tapering off here, that's where I would be extremely cautious around 45 cents and not really be initiating new longs there. I'm not trying, it wouldn't be wise to start looking for pullback buys at that level. This wants to be a continuation momentum breakout, and you're looking to buy the break of that 60-cent area instead of the pullback, right? Pullbacks don't really offer up a good setup here in Mullen, especially on decreasing volume. So if volume starts looking like what we had back here on the hourly chart, just to give you a number, if we're like sub 10 million shares per hourly bar, I would not be interested in Mullen continuing to the upside, right? People are losing interest. Maybe anyone who longed it up here is now underwater. They're now overhead supply. If they start to close out, that will be what starts to spur your gap close underneath. So if you are going to trade Mullen Automotive, keep a very, very close eye on volume. If volume dries up, if momentum dries up, this will stop running to the upside. If we continue to consolidate up here, put it on a watch list, but it's got to be a breakout trade. Can't really look to buy the pullback at this level on decreasing volume, noting interest is just essentially evaporating. So that's primarily what I've got for you on the Mullen chart on the 5-minute on the right here, just because we've got it up. Let's take a quick peek. Anything obvious unfolding here? I would say that this is slightly bearish into tomorrow's session. So 52 cents does have the possibility of breaking down tomorrow. Reason being is that we've got bear flag here. And also, if you look at this, you could consider that a head and shoulders pattern, and all of this bear flag acceptance is underneath the neckline of the pattern. So I'm not saying this to suggest that the gap closes tomorrow. It might, but I'm not saying that this would immediately imply that. I'm just saying it's probably not looking like a breakout early tomorrow unless a huge volume surge comes in the after hours session. So hold hope as long as we're above 52 cents. If we're underneath it, start to be a little bit more skeptical of Mullen, but those are the levels. That's the structure. That's what I'm watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments section, drop a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Check out the main channel. That's where we do all of our primary content. It is linked down below in the description as well. And with that being said, I wish you all a green trading week.